What's up, y'all? It's your girl Jay Renee with Prison Ride Radio. I hope that you're doing well. This evening, we got a brother on the phone by the name of Donel Poston. He's an author. He's going to talk to us about how he got started, about his works now, and what the future holds. So we're going to jump right into it. Good evening, brother. How you doing?
Hi, good evening. Good evening. How you doing today?
We're doing all right. Glad that you can make it through. We're going to jump right in there.
Yes, indeed.
All right. So let's jump right into it. So tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're from.
My name is Donel Poston. I'm from Oakland, California. I've been down for almost like 10 years right now. I'm incarcerated for second-degree murder under the provocative act doctrine. I go into that a little bit more deeply. I've been writing books for almost 10 or 15 years now. I have three urban novels published. I also have 5 self-help books published that's co-authored by me and some other incarcerated individuals. I'm currently a student at Adams State College in Colorado, where I'm looking to receive my MBA by the end of next year. I'm a teacher, an author. I used to have a TV show called the Done Did It Live Show. It was a YouTube show I did a lot of similar things, which attracted me to you guys because I've seen a lot of the things that you were doing in myself. So I was like, man, I really need to say that I really appreciate this platform and what y'all doing, because this is a place for brothers like myself and others, brothers and sisters like myself and others, to get things off their chest and an outlet to talk about advocacy.
Right. Well, we appreciate
you for having me today.
Yeah, most definitely, bro. We appreciate you, and we appreciate you right back, and we definitely accept and appreciate the love. So, I want to ask you a question before I start talking about you as an author. What was it like growing up in Oakland?
Okay. What was that?
I said, what was it like growing up in Oakland?
Man, look, I grew up. So, Oakland is divided to 3 parts, right? You got East Oakland.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
You got North Oakland, right? Oakland is the home of the Black Panthers. But also, so we got this militancy about us. However, we also is the home of the Mac as well. So, a lot of people get those two types of vibes from Oakland individuals. On one aspect, on one end of the continuum, you get people that's really militant and on their dean, and then you got brothers on the other end, just super players and Macs and pimps, you know what I'm saying? For me, myself, I kind of fell in between of that. I fell in between of that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So growing up in Oakland for me was like, I grew up with my mom and my dad addicted to substances. My brothers was doing drugs in 7th grade. You know what I mean? They smoking crack in 7th grade. Had a stable household for the most part, and my mom and dad kind of like, broke apart. Like, with crack due to a lot of minorities in America. It breaks up a happy home, you know what I mean? And then, the drugs get the best of both of us, and then everybody goes separate ways. I started getting attracted to the street and the street life, which came to robbing and stealing and jacking and everything else that went up under that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can understand that.
For the most part, yeah. So, for the most part, I was a gifted kid. I've always been attracted to knowledge. I was going to college in the 9th grade. But because of my circumstances and not being affirmed by my parents, I dropped out of school. I was like, this ain't for me. Ain't nobody ain't nobody affirming me. I'm doing this for what? Because don't nobody care,
Right.
And so I kind of got misled into doing all the wrong things.
Right. I
was created at a young age, sent me to the prison, sent me to the penitentiary. I was in and out of the penitentiary as a youth, you know what I'm saying? Kept coming in out the pen, San Quentin, Man, Susan called me, this you name it, I've been there, you know. And so we did that. And finally, when I was 37, I got a life sentence from an unfortunate event. You know, maybe I was protecting myself. And I found myself in a situation where an innocent man died, and I had to be accountable for that. Because now I'm paying my debt to society. And in California, they don't got it, you know, like back east. They don't, you know, you commit a crime in that capacity, you know, you still got action at getting a date. In California, they got these exuberant sentences where they give you time, and they just feel like you got, you know, even if you don't got no L here, they give you enough time where we got virtual life sentences, you know. Right. However, I do have an L. I got 72-year life. I'm serving a 72-year life sentence. When I came to prison, my date was 2084. However, through good behavior and education, I've worked my date off. Now my date is down to like 2060. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, you know, there's ways. It's just about, you know, it's about changing your direction and changing your focus on life, yo. What you want to do with yourself, what you see in yourself, how you want to be remembered when you get left, when you leave this earth, you know?
Right.
What's your legacy going to pertain? What is it going to hold for your children? I got 5 daughters. And so, you know what I mean? I don't want my daughters to say, I came here to be the pinochle champion. You know, I need to be able, my daughter got to be able to say, well, my dad got a master's degree in business administration. He was up in there running businesses and doing his thing, because he didn't let that stop him. He wasn't defined by his past actions. He was able to overcome that through education and writing and freeing himself mentally and physically. So, you know, I just want to.
And it seemed like you put a lot of focus into your writing.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So tell us what got you into that. Like, what made you focus and say, okay, writing is what I want to do?
So, I think maybe, I want to say, I remember one time I was in county jail, and they had my children's mother. She's a translator, and so she was like, man, I just came, and she knew how much I was interested in writing. I had started a manuscript, and it was called Black Annie, the Little Mama from the Ghetto, and it was it was just about a little girl growing up in the streets of Oakland, and you know, she was troubled. She was just living the fast life. And I never got a chance to read that manuscript. But then there was this online writing contest, and it was like, you got to submit a manuscript by 30 days. And
this call and/or telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
And you can win a free marketing and publishing and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So I was inspired by that, and I kicked out my first novel right there. However, I kicked it to the company, but I didn't have a chance to, you know, I was eager, and I didn't have a chance to get it edited or nothing. And however, the novel was really good. And so I kept that manuscript, and that became what is now known as Swiping Places.
Okay, is that your first book that you had?
So that's actually the first book that I wrote, but that's not the first book that I published. And the irony of that, right? The first book that I published was called A Day in the Life of a Hustler, and it's a book of short stories, and it's 4 different stories about 4 different avenues of hustling. You know what I'm saying? And all of us, if you come from the ground of concrete, you understand the different avenues of hustling. One of them is called, in the book of short stories, I got one story called Game Theory. And it's about these 2 little youngsters. They go to this detail shop, or car wash, is what we call them, detail shops. And the youngsters, they go up in there and they meet these OGs. And now both of the youngsters, they both got the same clothes on. However, they both it's contrast. With one of them dressed in all baggy clothes, the other one, he got his clothes together. They both come with some Air Force Ones, but the other ones is clean and pristine. And they both passed to go do something, to get in the game and not get in trouble. So one of them do something, one of them take his scholarship and he go and do his thing, buy some dope. The other one, he take his money and go buy some credit cards and stuff. And it's just what I show is that I made a game on which direction you want to go to, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
The next story is about these little youngsters named Buckshot Beetlejuice and he was Buckshot and Beetlejuice, right? And it takes teamwork to make a dream work. And these little youngsters, they was going to the little elementary school to play basketball on the dunk basketball court. And while they was walking through the little alley, a dude was getting chased by the police, and he said, "Take off your shoes." Took off his shoes and he gave him a backpack, and he said, "Don't say like I never did nothing to you." So the little youngsters, they still in high school, they get the backpack, and when they go take the backpack home, they open it up, and it's a lot of dope and a lot of guns and stuff, and they present with an opportunity. They not to say that they gain cookie, however, they don't have intricate knowledge about no type of doing anything illegal. So they take the stuff to his father's house, and his father kind of lacing to get in the game and what to do, you know what I mean?
Okay.
And I got another story, and this is all in the same book, because this was a book of short stories, and this one is called Half-Hearted Slipping Apart.
Okay. You don't want to give them too much, you don't want to give them too much. You got to leave them hanging a little bit. Okay. All right, bruh. So we're going to keep it rolling. So tell us, is there anything that you are currently working on right now?
Well, currently, to put it in perspective, I just finished these self-help books, right? I kind of changed my direction from the urban novels, and I wrote these other self-help books, like Right or Wrong. It's kind of like a version of how the Brotherhood did it, but we did a writing project here in the prison, and another one called Initiate Justice, where we talk about Initiate Justice is a big organization in California that advocates for prisoners' release and try to get people with LWOP sentences, get it dismissed.
Okay.
So we wrote a book that's like a complimentary book to that. And we wrote another book called Freedom by Degrees, a Prisoner's Discourse with Youth and Citizens in the Government. And we just talked about how we gained freedom, how we didn't just get the freedom, but we earned it, one degree at a time. And not specifically talking about education, but just by different levels of understanding and knowing ourselves.
Right.
And then we did another project called Profiles in Rehabilitation, where we kind of gave a couple of dudes, including myself, a chance to showcase what they've been doing in prison as far as writing self-help groups and doing other programs that help, what they call your feet out here, and put in your record to show that you reflect that you've been doing good by yourself, Yeah. And we did another one called
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Where me and my brother James Wilson, where we took this concept and we was like, what's the likelihood of two brothers in this situation with all this time being successful, Mm-hmm. So, we took it from that perspective.
So let me ask you, what made you make the transition from, urban fiction to giving back and making self-help books?
The thing is that, while urban fiction is okay for entertainment, however, as an incarcerated prisoner for a violent crime, that doesn't necessarily reflect the changes that I've made, or the transition that I'm looking to make towards my release. So I want to let them see that, don't just pigeonhole me as urban writer that was fascinated with crime and violence. So, I wanted to showcase my talent and say, look, I can open my platform up for others who are willing to participate and show them that there's also creative ways through writing that you can give back to the community and help other people. Right. In this way, it's not so narrow, it's a little bit more broader.
Right, okay, respect. So tell us, what does the future hold?
So I plan on, my goal is to finish getting this master's degree. Then I want to kind of formed this big hip hop collective in California. It's called the Hieroglyphics. And so my boy just bought we bought some property in Panama, and I want to do some marketing for that as well. I want to take my degree, and then I want to apply that to that. But I also want to continue to write screenplays and other things. There's so much. I want to do so much. However, I feel like trying to do multiple things at once never gets nothing done. So I just been tackling projects as they come. So right now, my first success is just to finish my degree. And then my next success is to start doing more self-help stuff.
Okay. So let me ask you this. How has it been pursuing your degree and being incarcerated?
I mean, it's been difficult because the COs is adverse to you getting education. They like, well, when I started, they offer free associate's degrees. However, I took it upon myself to go further, and I got a bachelor's degree, and then now I'm working on a master's degree. But the police would be hating on that, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you be getting your books and stuff, why you got this? They want to rip the covers off the damn books, I pay good money for these books, $300 for these books, you know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, although, I know, it's a security thing, but, they often let a lot of things go, They let the Dungeons and Dragons books go, you know what I'm saying? They let the magic books go. So, why you can't let my education books go? And then when we go into these in classes or when you need to use resources, we got these raggedy-ass resources. They don't even want to. We don't got no core links here, so ain't like I can email my teachers and figure stuff out.
Right.
When I'm looking to get feedback, it's taking me 14 days because I got to do it through snail mail. So,
Right.
They're not helping push the issue. You know what I'm saying? They're not helping you do this. So it's making it that much harder. Mind you, I ain't got no computer, so all the textbooks I got, them is my computer. That's
Right.
what I have to use in order to apply sources and research projects and stuff like that.
I definitely commend you for persevering through not only obtaining your associate and your bachelor's, but to be working towards your master's. So definitely salute to you on that. So,
thank you very much.
Yeah, most definitely. All right, so, we about to wrap it up, bro. Is there any gems you want to leave us with? Oh, and tell us where we can find your books and how we can get in contact with you.
Okay, my name is Donel Poston. I'm at High Desert State Prison, P.O. Box 3030, Susanville, California, 96127. My incarceration number is A as in Apple, T as in Tom, 2512, for anyone that would like to write me. Or you can also go on to gettingout.com and download the app. That's probably the most convenient way. You can text me and video chat me if you would like. Also, the old school snail mail, phone numbers, all the traditional methods of how you reach incarcerated people. But also, I would like to say that,
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
You don't go through life, you grow through life, you know what I'm saying? So, don't be stagnated in your situation. A lot of people throw in the towel and be like, man, I'm done with this and I'm done with that because they feel like there's no hope, A life sentence, that takes the air out of a person, you know what I'm saying? And so if you're not able to prevail or see past that, then you're gonna be stuck in that little rut and your car the wheels are just gonna keep spinning. Man, make sure you make the best out of whatever you're doing. If you're gonna be the best rapper, be the best rapper. If you're gonna be the best writer, be the best writer. If you're gonna be getting an education, go as far as you can possibly go with the resources that's provided for you. Don't look back. There's a lot of people counting on you. I know we got loved ones and kids on them streets, and they be missing you. So it's oftentimes when you can call home and say, look, man, I'm doing this. I accomplished this. Gotta give them hope. You know what I'm saying? It's bad. The economy bad. But don't think that everything you get gonna be monetary. Sometimes the praise and the resource you get is just affirmation that you knowing that you're on the right track. That's all it takes sometimes, just a little affirmation. Don't be so hyped, though, so all caught up in, I ain't got no money, they can't do nothing for me, so man, be appreciative, be grateful, man. When you wake up in the morning, be grateful. Don't be entitled. Ain't none of this. People around here ain't got no arms, ain't got no legs, ain't got stuff, and can't walk, can't talk. Be grateful for what you got. Appreciate what you have, and be grateful for what's given.